Michael here, and welcome to another edition of Mower Mysteries and Oddities. And you're going to want to stay tuned for this one, because this one is real odd.
Buried deep within corners of decaying mower shops, ancient relics lie. Peculiar artifacts left behind, baffling even today's most experienced repairman. What lies beneath the surface of dust and filth will leave you dumbfounded. Enigmatic, perplexing, and unusual items. Small engine pundit Pterodactyl takes you through Mower Mysteries and Oddities.
Well, here it is, grass rats. Briggs and Scrap 'em had another great idea. And this is called Touch-N-Mow. You ever see one of these? Touch-N-Mow? So this mower is from 2001, because I looked up the code date on it. That's how you tell what year Briggs and Scrap 'em were made. I don't think the idea took off, because you got one shot of getting this thing started. And if you don't get it started, then you got to pull it again. So this is how it works. You're supposed to prime it, and you come over here and you push this orange button down, and you pull back on the bail, and it's going to automatically crank the engine over and start. Hear that grinding, that clackling noise? That's the engine rewinding this powered spring starter on there, which is underneath the tank, which is back here. This thing right here that looks like an electric starter. This is the same engine block that would use a 12-volt electric starter. But some genius over there at Briggs and Scrap 'em came up with this idea, this Touch-N-Mow. In my opinion, this thing is dangerous, because this thing is under spring tension right now. And you know how customers are. They want to start messing around with stuff. And if this thing goes off while you're messing with it, it's going to spin that motor over, and you could possibly get hurt. Now, it's got this safety key on here, which you're supposed to be able to turn it like that and lift this out. So now it's in a safe mode. It's not supposed to be able to start. But yeah, this is a bad idea. So look here on the handlebar. You got all these procedures to do. And then underneath, there's 5 more procedures. All right, so here we go again. I'm going to push down the orange button and pull back on the bail, and it's going to crank the motor over. Hear it winding it back up again? So say it doesn't start. Say you can't get it started. You got that one shot. So I'm going to disconnect the spark plug wire and move that out of the way. Now I'm going to hit the Touch-N-Mow. See, it spun the motor over but wouldn't start it. So that's it, that's your one shot. It didn't start. Now you're back to the good old-fashioned way of pulling it with the rope. Oh, let me put the plug wire back in. Push the button, pull that down. When I let go, it winds it back up. Pretty stupid, ain't it? I think it is. I don't know. Again, this is 22 years old, this lawnmower now, and I haven't seen any of this feature on anything new. So now it's wound up. Let me push the button again. it's alright if it works. So, I know what you grass rats are thinking. I want to see this thing. Show this thing, Taryl. Take it off. Let's see it. Alright, so I got to de-energize it. So what did it say here in the how to de-energize it here? I didn't read that really good. Alright, remove spark plug wire, which is I did. Turn key to the run position. Push and hold the starter button and the blade go. Alright, so I did that. I basically did what it told you to do. Release the plug wire. Now we're going to de-energize it. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull all this shrouding and gas tank off, and we're going to get a look at that mechanism, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Alright, I'm ready to remove the fuel tank and this little key, and it's got this little centering device which mounts underneath the tank. And here it is. It's just a spring-loaded starter. It's got all this safety mechanism, and then here's your kill for the engine. See, when I pull it back, it releases that brake. It gets away from the switch. And then when you let go of the bail, it kills the motor, engages that thing that rewinds it. So I can hook the plug wire back up. I got the gas tank here. Let me just set that over here. I should be able to get it to start with a little bit of gas that's left in the bowl. And we get the tank off. Get it out of our way. So when you release the bail, it's gonna wind this thing up again. So that way the next time you go to start it, it'll be under that spring tension. So here, it's in the off position. If you watch here, as I pull it, see it's winding it up. So now it's under tension. So now when I hit the orange button and pull back on the bail, see, it cranks it over. Let's get it to start. See? Now it's under tension. And it's ready to go. So I push the button down again, release the bail, pull the bail, it cranks it over. So here's something I realized that you could do without having to pull it, like if you couldn't pull it hard, just have the bail down, which they fail to mention on this instructions. Just have the bail down like I did earlier, and just slowly pull it till it winds it back up. Now let's see what happens. Let me give it a little prime action. I think we're running out of gas. Well, yeah, you can do that too. It's probably not starting because I probably got a gas. So I'm going to wind it up by having the bail up and just pulling on the rope. You can hear it winding up the starter. And when it gets to the end, when it won't wind up anymore, you notice it does that where it kicks back. That's letting you know it's wound up all the way. Now let me hit the button and see if we can get it to start again. It's not starting. See how it kicked back? It's running out of gas. That's why it won't start. But you get the idea. Because I got the gas tank off. But you get the idea how it works. So now, make sure it's de-energized. And we'll take this thing off so you can get a closer look at it. Alright, there's 2 bolts that hold this one on. There's a bolt back here that also holds the gas tank on. And they got one in the front, and it's got one of those Torx tamper-proof screws in there, like that's going to stop anybody. So you have to have a Torx bit or screwdriver that's got a hole in the center. Or you can bust that little tab off if you have to. But this is to keep you from tampering with it. This is supposed to keep the public from messing with this thing. This part is not serviceable. You can't, if it breaks, you cannot get any parts to fix it. But this is what it looks like. And I'm sure there's a big spring in here. And there's warning stickers. I think there's a warning sticker on the gas tank that says, nope, that's not the one. I thought I saw a sticker. Here it is. Lock and remove safety key when not in use. Disconnect spark plug wire. De-energize and lock starter before servicing engine or mower. Do not remove or repair starter. Take machine to an authorized dealer. You can still get this. That's the shocking part. I can't believe that this part is still available from Briggs and Scrap 'em. And the part number is 695959. And when I went online, the price for this thing runs anywhere between $110 and $430. Who's going to pay $430 for this? Touch-N-Mow. But I think it's dangerous. I guess their reasoning is we'll just stick a bunch of warning stickers all over it. Because you got the one on the gas tank. You got this one here. You got one on this where it says starter button telling you to de-energize. You think anybody reads these stickers? No. You got to remember one thing. A wise person told me, my brother Taryl. You can't protect people from themselves. It's impossible. But, you know, that's why you have lawyers. The lawyers are there to get stupid people money. So here it is, Touch-N-Mow. My opinion, bad idea. I tried to look and see if there were any lawsuits or anything on this. Bad idea. Another bad idea by Briggs and Scrap 'em. It's unusual. I showed it to a few people that are in the industry and they had never seen it. I've seen them. They used to come in my brother Farrell's shop when I worked there. I've seen these things. I want to know what you think about Touch-N-Mow. So tell us down there in the comments section what you think about this oddity. Well, more of a mistake. Or maybe an oddity. I guess it's an oddity. But that's what it is. It's just a spring-operated wind-up. Almost like that crank wind-up that they used to have on the mowers. But they figured out a way of using the mower's energy when it's winding down to wind this thing back up and to lock it in place. And then they added the safety feature. I wonder how much time and effort went into developing this dangerous thing. Nobody at Briggs and Scrap 'em when they were testing and looking at this thing went, this is a bad idea. Somebody's going to get hurt. Or maybe they're just evil geniuses. I think they're evil geniuses. Or just evil. Or maybe they're just stupid. I don't know. Or a combination of all of them. Well, there you have it. Another edition of Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities. And for Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities, I'm Dennis Farina. I mean, I'm Pterodactyl. Pterodactyl, that's what I meant to say.
Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities.
I know where this thing's going. And no, it's not going in the scrap barrel with Nikki Sixx. It's going next door into the Pterodactyl Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities Museum. Over there with Step and Start and the Power Smart Mower. This is a keeper. This is a museum piece now. If you have one, you might want to put yours in a museum.